Part 5. Lath. When your manufactured stone veneer project requires lath, whether you choose expanded metal, woven wire, welded wire, fiberglass, or other alternative lath, its function will be to transfer cladding load to framing. To enable this load transfer, make sure your fasteners penetrate framing and are spaced appropriately. In a typical framed application, the fasteners would be 16 inches on center and spaced a maximum of 7 inches vertically. End lap joints should occur over framing and fastened there. An end lap that does not land on framing will need to be wire laced. Your overlap is 1/2 inch minimum for horizontal overlaps and 1 inch minimum at end or vertical laps. Expanded metal lath, by way of its manufacturing, has natural cups that grab and hold mortar. Rub your hand up and down the lath to feel the roughness. This identifies the direction of cups. Your trowel should follow that same path with sufficient pressure to encapsulate the lath, allowing the mortar to settle into the cups. Never end your lath at a corner. Instead, run through or past the corner to the next framing member, 12 to 16 inches away. Ending in a corner creates a crack risk and sharp edges that may penetrate your water-resistive barrier. Lath must be furred off the wall 1/4 inch to allow for mortar encapsulation. Self-furred lath or special lath furring fasteners can achieve this standoff requirement. The most recent industry information for fastener selection, spacing, and penetration requirements are shown here in Table 1 of ASTM C1861. For example, a roofing nail would require 11-gauge shank, a minimum 7/16 inch head, and penetrate framing 1 inch. A screw into metal framing would require a minimum number 6 shank, a minimum 7/16 inch head, and penetrate 3 threads through framing. A staple would be minimum 16 gauge, with a minimum 3/4 inch crown, and penetrate at least 3/4 inch into framing. Power-actuated fasteners require minimum a 3/8 inch head and 3/4 inch penetration into solid bases. Smaller heads may be used if a metal corrosion-resistant washer is added. Washers larger than 1 inch must be perforated to receive mortar. Anchor pattern for all lath applications is 16 inches horizontal spacing and maximum 7 inches vertical and into framing. The same fastener schedule applies if lath is applied over concrete or masonry. If you are installing over continuous insulation greater than 1/2 inch thickness, additional fastener resources need consideration. Contact local sales or technical service for more help with continuous insulation. Thank you for watching. Please view the other videos in this series for additional installation techniques and tips.